Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. We are so glad to have you guys here. We are thankful because you could be anywhere in this great big world on the web, and we are honored that you're here celebrating with us our very first episode of this show. We would like to invite you to take a minute to click that love button, click the share button so that we can invite more people to enjoy this show with us today. So, my name is Jessica. I am an intuitive mentor and energy healer.
And my name is Donna Brown, and I'm a holistic wellness practitioner, and this is The Breakthrough.
Woo.
It's a spiritual view for your soul and mind, where we dig deep on today's spiritual hot topics and inspire you with stories of those breakthrough moments that have changed our lives. Throughout the show, you'll be hearing from both spiritual leaders and friends, and of course, we want to hear from you, so chime in and oh goodness, sorry. So chime in, leave some comments, and use those reaction buttons throughout the show.
Awesome. And I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who has been, you guys have been so amazing in both promoting the show for us today and the enthusiastic people who have signed on as a guest for the show. I am very pleased to announce today that we are completely booked for all 22 episodes of season 1. Woo! So thank you guys so much for that. Today's guest is the amazing, fabulous Jamad Kelly. He's not only a certified intuitive life coach, but I consider him a friend, and he is a self-proclaimed law of attraction master. So get a little curious about that. I've always loved his very real an honest personality, and even in his videos he doesn't hold back. He's just himself. And so we're going to be talking to Jamad in a little bit here, but first this leads me to our very first segment of every show, which is our spiritual hot topics.
Our hot topic today is inspired by this fabulous graphic. The question is, what's acceptable behavior as a spiritual leader?
Okay. Let's get rolling on this. Let's take half a second here. I want to flip over here to where our comments are on our live video. Have you been able to see comments yet, Donna?
Yeah. Well, yes. I got my niece Caitlin is watching. Hello, Caitlin.
I want to flip over here to. Now I'm talking to myself on my phone.
Oh, shoot.
Awesome. Okay, so we have Gwen, Heather, Tara. Of course, Jamad is here because, you guys are going to see him in a minute. We have Siri joining us. We have Tig joining us. Pip joining us. And we are really excited about this. So going into our topic, what's acceptable as a spiritual leader? And so Donna and I we have a little book club together that we do, and the book club, one of the first books we did was Light Warrior by Kyle Gray. How many of you guys have read this book? Let us know in the comments. How many of you have read Light Warrior by Kyle Gray? So in the book for those of you that have the book, you can refer to page 11. And isn't that funny that it's page 11, angel number? Whoop, whoop. So he says in this book on page 11, he says, over the last few years, I've experienced some harsh criticism. People have claimed I'm quote unquote not spiritual enough and asked how I dare teach people about raising their vibration while still using swear words or even worse, drinking coffee. He said, don't even, right? He says, don't even dare try come between me and my latte. He said, people have said to me, shock alert, that having an alcoholic beverage can quote unquote take us away from spirit. He said, here's what I've learned. We can't not be spiritual simply because we are spirit. It's who we are. Sure, we can either deny our spiritual roots or develop our spiritual practice, but we are spirit, and that's it. And then he puts in parentheses, gin and tonic for me, thanks. So what do you think about that, Donna?
Well, when we first started reading Kyle Gray's book many months ago, because we're on our third book now, I think. Is it our third? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But when I first read that, I kind of had mixed emotions, because I think about when you go to a bar and you've been drinking and you're surrounded by a lot of negative energy, I guess. And so my first thought was, well, how can you do that and still be spiritual? That's where I went first. Right. But then I realized that for some of us, our minds go all the time. We constantly have a lot, and we need, well, not need, I guess that's not a really good word, but it helps sometimes to have that glass of wine, or to have that gin and tonic, or to just kind of quiet us down. So I agree that I think we can be very spiritual and still say that occasional bad word. And then that's the other question, Jessica. Who determines what is a bad word? Right. Because I know some good words that I think are pretty bad words. Right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I think, so it's funny because, and shout out to my friend Maureen Saladino if you end up watching this, but Maureen said something to me last year sometime when I was in her community on Facebook about talking about people that are super high vibe and high energy all the time, and that they will have a drink or something like that to help bring them down out of the atmosphere a little bit, because it's overwhelming for them. So I've heard that before too with people who do that. I will tell you, it's really funny because I haven't drank anything. Actually, the last time that I had a drink was when I came to the island to see you, and we had wine together. And that was the last time that I had a drink, because I've really been working on detoxifying my body, and I'm on this own big health journey right now. And I will tell you that as a person whose entire birth chart is split between Aquarius and Libra, so I'm airy enough anyway, and then I'm in this space of choosing to be positive and high vibe all the time. I will tell you something right now. Not eating heavy foods and not having alcohol and things like that, it's very difficult for me to get grounded. I will tell you that it's hard. But I think Siri was saying saying on here, honesty and integrity is important to her in a spiritual leader. And Elaine was saying open-minded as well. So those I think are really good qualities in a spiritual leader. So for you guys, with these qualities that you like to see in a spiritual leader, does it matter to you if you see them doing things that either are acceptable or unacceptable to some people, be it drinking, be it smoking, be it cursing? How do you feel about those different things? Do you feel like someone can be a leader in the spiritual space if they're doing these things too, or does those things not matter for you? I would love to hear about that. And I also want to give a quick hello to Crystal, Genevieve, Veronique, we have Marla here, we have Amanda here, Alicia, Greg, everybody who's tuning in. We love you so much, and thank you for being here with us today. So do you find yourself, Donna, as you go to do lives and as you're becoming more active in the spiritual community, do you find yourself being careful at all about things that you say or behavior in your personal life? How are you handling that now?
Well, I think for me, I like honesty. I like to. It's not do as I say. I don't like that language. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
So for me, I can't, I feel, I don't feel right if I'm fussing at you for doing something I'm doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So so I'm finding that I'm pretty much being pretty honest about what I do. And yes, I messed up yesterday, and I ate a piece of bread that I shouldn't have eaten.
Right.
You know, or I messed up and had a glass of wine the other night, and now I've got a headache. Mm-hmm. So, because I feel like the more real and raw we can be with people about our journey, the more they're willing to listen, the more that they're willing to want to be a part of our journey and also want to make changes themselves within their lives.
Right.
So for me, I'm finding that the more that I'm going live, the more I'm being pretty raw and pretty much telling my story and just telling my story. I'm not really holding back, I don't think, as much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that that's important too. I have, Siri was saying the other stuff doesn't matter. Drinking, tattoos, cussing. Personally, if a person does that in the open, then they are real and I trust them more. I have dealt with a lot of people who say they're spiritual and judge others' lives when they do those things behind closed doors. I think that is a huge thing right there. Yes. It's about, like people, they've said from the beginning, being honest, being... having integrity, being authentic to who you are. Marla's saying, I prefer the spiritual leaders who don't swear, etc. on their live shows because I have a 5-year-old who often watches live with me. I value authenticity in a spiritual leader. And I can see that too. So I mean, I think really the key here is to be yourself. And if you curse, if you smoke, if you swear or whatever, don't try to hide that. Be who you are and be upfront about it. So then there's a spiritual leader for everybody, right? And so I might not be everybody's cup of tea. Donna might not be everybody's cup of tea. Jamad might not be everybody's cup of tea. And so I think it's important to be forthright with how you're being in the public light, so that way people have an opportunity to say, yes, I really mesh with this person, or no, they're not my cup of tea. And I think we have to be honest with ourselves as spiritual leaders to know that we're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know, there might not be people. I know for a fact that there are people who don't appreciate when they might hear my child screaming in the background. But the reality is that that's forthright in my business. I have 6 children. Everybody knows that. And they're all minors. So they're all here. And so if you don't like the screaming kids and that's how I run my business, then bye. And so I think that's important, you know, that you're being yourself too.
Right. And my niece, Caitlin, said, I agree with her. I'd rather you be honest than hypocritical. So,
it's funny because, let's see, Alicia said, showing the real raw journey helps others to know that it's okay for them to show theirs as well. So I like that.
Right.
And Genevieve says, she has an interesting comment. Swearing is actually lowers the energetic vibration of those who use it and those who hear it. That said, it is not a deal breaker. I think that's really interesting because I think a lot of that, whether or not something is low or high vibe, I think depends on the person and how they're interpreting it. And I think that, like for me, I don't feel any lower or higher vibe with the swearing. That's just me, and maybe it's just what I'm used to. I don't know, but I don't feel an energetic difference with that. Now, if it's used in a way where someone's being mean to someone, I can see, I will feel that. But just using a word, for me, doesn't change that vibration. So anyway, we are officially out of time for Hot Topics.
Oh my gosh, really? Already?
That's it.
Wait a minute, I have more stuff I wanted to say.
We're done. We're cut off. That's no more rabbit holes for us.
Okay. Darn it.
But thank you guys so much for chiming in. We love hearing from all you guys, and continue to give us your thoughts on this hot topic. And we'll be happy to come back after the show and chat with you as well. So now, without further ado, let's welcome our special guest and future panelist of The Breakthrough. He's going to be joining us once a month here on The Breakthrough, the amazing Jamad Kelly. Woo! Uh-oh. He's sipping his tea now.
Can y'all see me?
Yes, we can.
You know, I was sitting here chilling, enjoying the show. Really, I'm in the comments. You know, I'm having a good time with everybody on The Breakthrough.
That's right. And you guys, we were listening to music before we came on, and we were dancing. We have quite the little green room before the show. So Jamad, first of all, thank you so much for coming on today. I am so excited that you're going to be a part of this show, because I love you and you know that. But let's have you chime in on today's hot topic. How do you feel about do you feel like you have expectations on you as a spiritual leader?
If I do, I mean, there are the expectations that I set for myself, and that's probably it. And I really think this is a great conversation, because I like how when you introduced me, you said, like, I'm a very real person when it comes to spirituality. And my thing about it is, one thing that I know for myself, that no one should have to change for me to be happy. And especially as it goes with our spiritual leaders and things like that, a lot of people like to see our spiritual leaders like they're not human. I got needs just like you do. I got problems just like you do. I'm living a life just like you do. I may just be I may be farther along in what I know about spirituality, but once I teach you in these next 3 minutes, you've caught up. But we're still in this together. So I think, like, a lot of people like to see their spiritual leaders as, I don't know. I can't even imagine it, because I was going to say as Moses, but Moses had his issues too, you know? So I'm trying to understand, like, where do people get to a place where there's so much about right and wrong? Nothing's all right, nothing's all wrong, right? Everything is intention and perception. That plays a really big part in a lot of this. So when I say how a spiritual leader should act, I feel like a spiritual leader should be honest. I think a spiritual leader should let their light shine. I think a spiritual leader should still continue their own spiritual path, right? So there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows all the time. So
I love that. I love that insight. I think it's true that we should just be who we are, and people will like I saw you said in the comments that you're everybody's cup of tea. I think we should all be everybody's cup of tea, but we are, I think, very closed off sometimes to being open-minded. Like Elaine had said, she likes an open-minded spiritual leader, and understand that, you know, we're all different and we all come from a different place. So all right, Let's jump in, and you are going to share with us today, how did you even start learning about this law of attraction stuff? When did it start coming up in your life?
Good question. So I'll tell you this, and this is the best way to explain how this all happened. I'm going to give you a brief story about myself, but I will say this about the law of attraction. Think of the law of attraction as however you see your higher power. Like when someone said they like their spiritual leaders open-minded, I'm very open-minded. Spirituality for me means there's so much more to life than what I know right now. That's what spirituality means. And however I can gain more light, that is enlightenment for me. Okay? So think of the law of attraction as this. God loves all their children. Like a source loves all the children. Spirit loves all the children. The universe loves all the children, however you see your spiritual practices. But since God loved all his children, he introduced the law of attraction so he can answer the prayers of everybody. So there was a point in my life where I had started my own business because something inside of me said, I can't work for anybody. I really can't do that. And it went bad. And after that, I was so depressed because I was so sure that this was the right thing to do. And I was in my bed for like ever. And then I met spiritual leaders. I met Sweta Iyer. I met Dr. Michelle Walker. And they started introducing me to all of this stuff. right? And then I realized like a little bit more light was coming into my life. Things were happening, things was changing, things were going so great. And then I discovered A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, which completely changed my life because it taught me how to change my perception of how things are going, to see the love in everything. So after that, I was becoming real woo-woo, you know, I was becoming real spiritual. I was learning all these different concepts. But what blew my mind the biggest was when I first saw Esther Hicks. And everybody knows Esther Hicks as Abraham or Esther and Jerry, however you see it. And this is an amazing teacher for me. And everything that she said was about the law of attraction. She was saying, what you think about, you bring about. You know, what you turn your thoughts into things. And I was sitting there like, this is stuff I've heard all my life. Like, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. You know, when we're little, those messages are always coming through. But like society says, that stuff ain't real. This stuff don't work. You know, life has struggle and problems. But Esther was saying the exact difference. Esther was saying you can do, be, have all that you desire. And I was like, this is the message I need right now. My business stuff, I'm trying to get my life together. And after that, everything changed. After that, once you commit yourself to something, once you really commit yourself to something instantly, you will get exactly what you need. All you have to do is say, okay, you know what? I'm finna get my business together. I'm finna get my life together. I'm finna commit to this. Then I found Esther. Then people started sending me books. After I had found out about Abraham, I got so excited. My friend Shaka Wanda sent me a book and sent a message. She said in so many words, may this be a seed planted in your life, you know? And I've been teaching from this book for 2 years now. Teaching people the law of attraction, showing people about how it changes your life because, okay, to end my story, because I know this is a show. The law of attraction applies to everything. The law of attraction is the foundation of everything that's here. God loves all his children. Source loves all the children, however you see it. So the law of attraction was the answer, so all our prayers could be answered. When you ask, it is given. Mm-hmm. That applies to your relationships. That applies to your business. That applies to your health. That applies to your spirituality. That applies to everything, right? So the law of attraction makes up all of this. And I'm so glad I found it.
Awesome, awesome. So what do you think is the big moment for you? I mean, it's one thing to kind of know a concept, right? But what do you feel like was a big moment for you where you went, oh crap, this really works?
I got a new car. Okay, I got a new car. I had no job, right, because I'm an entrepreneur. I had poor credit because I had been messing my life up from college on, right? And I was able to really set my intention. I used a concept called powering the heavens, right? And I was able to set an intention and manifest the best car ever. Because if y'all see me, I'm never in one spot too long. Because I get in my car and I'm on the road, right? When I manifested that car, not having a job, not having an income, not having any of that, you cannot tell me the law of attraction works. Now, I do have a car note that has been paid faithfully, right, since I did get the car, but it is the most beautiful manifestation. I call the car the vortex. That's the name of the car. That's how big this was to me. Because, you know, Abraham teaches that everything that you desire, when you ask, is given. It's just waiting on you in your vortex. So I was like, this car came from the vortex. Had to. So that was like the big, and you know, recently I have moved. I mean, I can give you big manifestations all day long if you want me to. But when I got that car that year, that's when I knew that, okay, this works without a doubt. You cannot tell me that this little boy with no job, no credit, none of that could manifest something like this. And I mean, the car has never had any issues. It came with a 2-year warranty, and I'm riding this thing to the wheels. The tires, I'm losing tread because I'm always on the go, you know? Mm-hmm. So that was such a big breakthrough moment. Also around that time, like my friend Shaka Wanda manifested a new car. My friend Natasha manifested a new car. We was all kind of in this manifesting clique. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it worked for them. I knew it was going to work for me. Yeah. And that was something I needed because I'm telling you, when you're trying to run a business, you need to be able to move around.
And I think hasn't and Donna, maybe you know, because I know you've listened to a lot more of Abraham than I have, but wasn't there a point when they were really talking about how when you get closer to those people that are in your vortex and you're sharing kind of that space and that vibe, and then you all start like manifesting and attracting all of the, weren't they talking about that at some point?
They do. They actually, she actually has a book, or Abraham actually has a book called The Vortex. And they talk a lot in that book about once you start manifesting and you get really comfortable with that, then you start drawing. You and I, Jessica, call it like-minded people in our little bubble. But basically, they refer to that as the vortex. And so then you start bringing in all these people, and then you're all kind of manifesting together to see what you can bring out and what you can bring into your lives as well. I mean, look at what we did with the show. You know, I mean, you and I were talking about going down rabbit holes months ago, and then all of a sudden now we got a show going down rabbit holes.
I know. Who would have thought that all of our incessant overthinking and rambling would turn into something.
It just every time. That's what I'm saying. You can talk if you want to really master this law of attraction, talk yourself into everything you want to do. Right. Find people that'll talk you into everything that you want to do. If you are dealing with people that's going to talk you out of something, those are not the people you need to be dealing with. That's how I got my car. We continuously talked ourselves into getting this car. Like my friend Natasha, she was like, you know what? I see you in a Prius. And I was like, girl, I'm weird enough. I don't need no Prius. I ended up with a Prius. I kid you not. I ended up with a Prius. And it was like the best car. No, y'all paying $30 right now. I'm still paying $15. And I can get from here to New Orleans. Okay, so that's all I say.
No, you don't need a Prius.
Jamai, could you, earlier before we came on, you were talking about an app. Could you tell them about the app that you were telling Jessica and I about?
I would love to talk about the app. So in this book, which I would encourage all of you, if you want to learn about the law of attraction, message me after this and become a client. But also, you can buy this book. I kid you not. And in the back of this book, there are 22 processes that will help you work the law of attraction. And one of those processes is called the focus wheel. So when we were talking a second ago about how you can talk yourself into things, the focus wheel teaches you how to talk yourself really into something. And that's a process in the book. But there's also an app for that. And all you have to do is go to the Google Play Store or go to the Apple Store. I'm an Android, so I don't know what that is. Go to the Apple Store.
The iStore, people, the iStore.
iStore, thank you. Go to the iStore and just type in focus wheel, and you'll probably see something that says Abraham Hicks related to it. And you can start using that as a powerful manifestation tool. I used the focus wheel a month ago and said I wanted to move. And then I started moving in 2 weeks.
Okay, let's break that down, because I want you to share about that and about how important
you want me to show the focus wheel? Can I just
about us being specific? Make sure you tell them to be specific.
Yeah.
So when you want to manifest, the key is, okay, there's two sides to this. Most people will tell you, set your intention, then let it go and let the universe bring it to you. But sometimes when you're talking to the universe, you want to be real specific about some things. Like you want to put some dates and some times in there, and don't like attach yourself to it. But it's just like, universe, let's be clear on this, because when you bring it to me, I want it to be in a way that I can kind of be ready for or mentally attuned to. Because everything's going to happen for your highest good. Sometimes you can't see it at first. Right? So when it came to my focus wheel, I said I want to move very soon. And I didn't say when. I should have put, I would like to move in a month maybe. But I said very soon. In 2 weeks, I was somewhere else, living a whole new life. So being specific is very, very important. Very important. If that answers the question.
Yes.
It's not what you asked for.
Can I ask you this though, Jamai?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be specific in everything or just certain things?
Well,
like do you want to leave some of it open to this or something better because maybe we don't have all the answers out there of everything that could come our way?
That's what I was saying. Like, it's kind of two-sided because you want to be specific so you can have expectation, so you can really feel your way. So if the universe delivered to you, you'll know it when you see it. But also, you don't want to hold yourself to those okay, here's a good example. Thank you, Donna. So let's talk about dating and the law of attraction real quick. So sometimes people want to use the law of attraction and say, I want that guy right there, or I want that woman right there, right? And most spiritual teachers will tell you not to do that. But here's one thing I'll say. If you want to use the law of attraction to manifest a mate, and you have a good idea of the mate that you want, you can let that person be your focus. But don't hold your attachment to that, because sometimes they can shape your vibrational attraction, and you'll attract somebody either just like them or better. So that's why it's kind of a double thing. Like, when I wanted to manifest a new car, I was specific to the universe. I was like, I want a Honda Accord, okay? And that was the only specific I put. But everything else came in the form of a Toyota Prius. And when I test drove it, I was like, oh, this is the car. It's the exact year that I wanted. It has the exact mileage that I wanted. It has the exact car note that I wanted. You know, I was like, it went to all the other specifics, but the material was a little bit different. But the feeling that I had within the car was exactly the same. Okay. So that's really like, so that being specific, trying to use the law of attraction, it goes on both sides. You want to be specific enough so you can kind of create the feeling and the expectation, but you don't want to hold yourself to being so attached to that specificity, because you can really hold yourself back and you can really tie the hands of God or tie the hands of the universe, if that makes sense. You don't want to do that, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to bless you right now. You holding us up because we gotta move so much stuff around just to get you this Honda Accord. Do you want to wait a year for a Honda Accord, or do you want to get in this Prius? What's it gonna be? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Am I making sense? Okay, I'm trying to make sense.
No, I like that. I like that, being specific in order to get in alignment with what you really want, and then but being open to receiving whatever comes your way. So what I would like to ask, because I know that there's going to be some people watching specifically who I've talked to throughout this time of planning through this show, who are either in the middle of having a very painful breakthrough moment, or they are waiting for their moment to change things for themselves. And what do you have to say about sort of the waiting room of the law of attraction? Like, when you feel like you're feeling it, and you're feeling all the things, and you're like, come on, give me what I want, and it's just not coming, and you're getting frustrated, and you're getting like, what am I doing wrong? What do you say to people who are in that moment?
I would say to them, get off the subject. And I probably use some other words in that sentence. Just get off the subject, because you're feeling it. You know it's coming. But if you're starting to feel negative emotion about something that you know is on the way, get off the subject. Do something else. Crochet, knit. I don't care. Just get off the subject a little bit, because now you're trying to put in resistance to it. Now you're getting to a place where I'm expecting it. Then, like, you know what? Like, FedEx may be a day late. You never know. Chill out. Watch a movie. You know? So, but I would really tell them to, like, when you get to a place where it seems like, okay, when is my matter? Because that's how I was getting about that car, low key. Because my other friends had already had theirs. I'm like, where is mine? What's taking mine so long? And then it was like, and I kid you not, I could have got the car a month earlier. I'm going to be honest with you. But I was so hung up on it being a Honda Accord. That's what slipped me up. And then during my waiting time, I was like, you know what, universe, I'm open. You know, sometimes the waiting time is to get you to surrender a little bit and to release some of that stronghold that you got that's tying up your blessing. Does that make sense? So the waiting room has so many blessings in it. While you've gotten off that subject, you can get on another subject, and that you can build some momentum going in that direction. Or you can really just take the time to relax. Sometimes you just need to relax. So I mean, I'm in the waiting room all the time because I'm like, my manifestation, like, where's my million? I'm in the waiting room for $1 million right now. But I'm enjoying my journey too. So that's one thing I would say. Not to make this question a long answer, because I know I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
Well, no, but that is a good point, though, because I think sometimes people get hung up on time and when is it going to be my time and when should I expect to see my manifestation. And so I do think that it's very important that people realize that as long as you're hung up on it, it may not be your time. You know, there may be something else that needs to be released or moved or shifted or something going on before it can come your way.
And that is very, very true, because it's like so much is going on. And that's one thing the universe has taught me, using the law of attraction and like just using these manifestation tools these past several years, or 2 years. The universe is always 2 steps ahead of you. Every time. You're asking for something, let the universe do the work. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They got to move something over here, talk to somebody over there. Like, I remember earlier today, I was going to send a client. I was like, let me remind her to make her payment today. And as soon as I set the reminder, the payment came, right? It was like, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. And you know, so it's just like, chill sometimes. I still would have sent that reminder, but I was like, I didn't have to, like, you know, feel some type of way about it, right?
Right,
so,
right.
That's the thing. I do want to say this, like, during this journey to your manifestation, I think people should see their manifestations as a journey. You get so much clarity. You learn so much about yourself. You get more expectation. You start using your intuition. You start to feel guided. You see oh, this is the best part. You get to see the evidence of your manifestation coming to you. It's like soon as, because nobody was approving me for my car at first, but soon as I got approved, but they know it was like $450. I said, I can't do that. Soon as I got approved, I was like, oh, even though it's $450, somebody has finally approved me. That means somebody else will, and somebody else will. I saw the evidence leading up to the manifestation. So though it took me a while to get my manifestation after all my friends, I still got it.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. And I just want to, we've had some amazing comments coming in. Everybody's agreeing about, and I want to say hi to Christy, Jocelyn, Deanne, who else jumped in? Lisa, and everybody's been agreeing about the you know, being specific, but leaving yourself open for something more at the same time. And a lot of people are saying that this is really the waiting room stuff, that this is really what they need to hear right now. And I knew that would resonate with a lot of people, because I think we've all of us have been there, where especially when we come into this, you know, you talked about when you came into kind of the spiritual world and you started getting a little more woo, and you start seeing the possibilities of what everybody's telling you is available to you. And so you start to get excited and you start to do all this work manifesting, and you got your crystals and you pulling yourself your cards, and working with your I knew you were going to have props. And so you're doing all this stuff, and we get really caught up in comparison to why have they manifested these things and I haven't, and why is this going their way and I haven't, and why is my life going this way, and why am I still stuck? And we go down this rabbit hole of feeling sorry for ourselves.
Like it gets to a point where it's like, I'm not enough. I can't be enough. Everybody else got this, especially us as entrepreneurs and business owners, because I know y'all are watching. We get to looking at her, and she's talking about how she done had her 10K month and this and that and this, and we sit there like, when is it gonna be my 10K month? I must not be doing enough. I must not. And something must be wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. Enjoy the journey. It's because here's the thing. Sometimes the journey is really from going from being a match with your belief and your desire. Your belief must match your desire. And sometimes we have to journey to raise that belief, to get more confidence, to understand more about ourselves, to understand more about what it is that we're trying to accomplish. Does that make sense? So sometimes we have to go through that journey to get our belief to match our desire. Because once your desire and beliefs are matched, it's an instant manifestation. Soon as you like, I know I can do this. I know I can have this. Soon as you have that feeling, your manifestation is outside your door. But it's a job getting there. Because sometimes I'm sitting there like, child, I don't know if I can get a car or not. I mean, this little 500 credit score, we get to talking ourselves out of it. Just like, you know what? I'm just going to see. I'm just going to try. This is an experiment. Let's see if I can get a car, right?
And let's get everybody involved here for just and by the way, it's very funny. Some people, when I said about the crystals, we were not the only one that grabbed onto our crystals. Everybody watching grabbed their crystals too. So that's really funny. But I would like you guys to get excited about manifesting today. If this has inspired you, talking with Jamad today and hearing about law of attraction and hearing about that waiting room, and if it has inspired you, I want you to put below, I am a law of attraction master in the comments. I want you to put that because I want you to be able to manifest the things that you want in your life and feel good about it. So put that in the comments below if you're excited. I am a law of attraction master. Okay? All right, Jamad, I would love you to take the next couple of minutes and share with everybody a little bit about what you do, where you're at, how they can find you, all that, besides here on the show. What else you have going on?
That's what I'm saying. Every first Friday of the month, y'all can catch me here on The Breakthrough, with all my nuances. That's the word I'm going to use today. But, so I'm a law of attraction master. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a spiritual mentor. I am a skilled intuitive. I give readings all the time. I am also a branding and marketing expert. I really don't do that anymore because I went full-time into being a certified life coach. So with that being said, you can go to thejamadkelly.com and learn everything that you need to know about me. You can sign up for your first session, especially if you're ready to start using the law of attraction to change your life, to have breakthrough moments within your family, your love life, your job, your career, your business, your finances, your friendships. The law of attraction applies to everything. The law of attraction makes up 80% of spirituality. The other 20% you can learn from Donna and you can learn from Jessica, okay? But the law of attraction I do teach. But that 20% is very important. So, two quick things. I have a new podcast coming out. Jessica is going to be a guest, so I'm really excited about that. That'll be launching in April, and it's called The Vortex Party, because y'all know I'm all about the vortex, as well as I have a private Facebook group called Flowing Abundance that you can join, and you get daily law of attraction tips, and you can just really join the group just to listen and just hang out with me if you want to be honest. So,
who doesn't want to hang out with Jamad, really?
I'm everybody's cup of tea. I was really joking about that. You was like, Jamad may not be everybody's cup of tea. I'm like, no, I think I am. No.
Awesome.
But I did want to leave one tip, though, because I know I got to go. So I pulled a card earlier, and I want y'all to really resonate with this. This is a horse running free, knowing that it can go, be, do, or have whatever it wants to. And the card says, in my appreciation, I offer no resistance. If you really want to start using the law of attraction today, start with appreciation. Because what like attracts like, that's the basis of the law of attraction. If you fill yourself with so much appreciation right now, you're going to find something to appreciate in the next minute, and the next minute, and the next minute, and the next minute. And then you got a rampage of appreciation going on. You got a good vortex going on. You got a good mood going on. So just find something to appreciate. Just appreciate the breakthrough right now that you're having. Okay? So.
That's right. That's right. Well, Jamad, I am so appreciative of you being here today, and I would love everybody to give us some hearts if you enjoyed Jamad being a part of the show today. And like he said, and we've said, make sure that you tune in every single week because he will be here the first Friday of every month of our episodes, and so I am psyched to have him on. So thank you again, Jamad, and Wishing you blessings, my friend.
Much love.
All right, guys. All right. Let's get down to business here. So let us know if you've enjoyed Jamad being on today. We were so excited to have him on. And this is what you'll continue to see throughout the show, is that we're going to, all of the people who are on as panelists, we have Tara Abrams, we have Heather Clark, we have Lori Ann Davis, and we have Jamad Kelly. And you're going to see them as guests on the show first so that you can get to know them and their breakthrough stories before you see them on as panelists chiming in, because we chose them as panelists because they've had amazing stories, and because we know that they can offer such great insight through their own experience to other people's breakthroughs as well. So we are so excited to have all of these amazing panelists coming on. Donna, thoughts about our guest today, thoughts about law of attraction. What do we want to talk about, wrapping things up for our roundtable?
Well, he brought up some really good points today, and I liked the one that he talked about feeling sorry for ourselves when we aren't getting what we think we need, or what we're trying to manifest or put in our vortex. And I think it's really, really important that people understand that when you get to that point where you have a situation that, or something you're trying to put into your vortex and you're not getting it, that maybe you should go internal. And I know that's the hard thing. That's the icky, yucky, dark stuff that we don't want to look at. But sometimes until we go internal and look at some things that we need to work on within ourselves to push out, that's taken up space, as Jessica and I like to talk about, the space in our body. We got this icky stuff that's taken up space that has to be released and worked through. And whether it's forgiving somebody that maybe hurt you as a child, or, maybe you were told that you were dumb or stupid, or maybe you came from an abusive family, whatever your story is, you can't hold on to those stories and bring stuff into your life too. You've got to let those go in order to open up that vortex, in order to open up that space within your body so that things can start moving and flowing. And I think that's really key, because we tend to, or I know I tend to want to go down that road of what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do anything? Why can't I get what she's got? Why can't I do this? We just tend to run those stories over and over again instead of going, wait a minute, why am I not? What can I do differently?
Yeah, and I think that's another great thing that we'll see, because at the end of the show, Donna's going to tell you guys about who's going to be on our next episode next week, which I'm so excited about that one. I'm going to try to shut my mouth so that Donna can do it later. But I think that's so you'll see in this show that, I mean, if you guys saw the trailer of the show, okay, what I put in the trailer for the show is that life gives us opportunities. Life gives us, God gives us, the universe gives us. However you believe, you are given opportunities, and you have to make a choice when those opportunities present themselves of whether you are going to take that opportunity and get on the road to manifesting the things that you want, or if you are going to leave the opportunity on the table and you're going to continue on the merry-go-round. Because when we don't get rid of this stuff that's holding us back, if we don't get rid of these nasty thoughts that we have about ourselves and about other people, judgments, fear, hatred, anything, excessive anger and things like that, if we don't get rid of that stuff, we are going to continue on that merry-go-round. And when the things keep presenting themselves, we're not going to take them, because we're so used to feeling sorry for ourselves and sad and angry and comparing ourselves to other people and all of that. And so it is important I agree with Jamont that the law of attraction is important, but I also agree that mindset is right up there with it, and you have to make the choice to get rid of this stuff that is not serving you in any kind of way so that you can move forward and take these opportunities for breakthrough in your life. So Donna, we have a few minutes left before we get to coming towards the end of the show. I would like to hear about, maybe let's talk a little bit about what we've got coming up on the show. What are we excited about? Where do we want to see people chime in more or get? You guys have been awesome today, by the way. Can we just talk about?
Actually, I want to say how humbled and I am through just this past week, a little over a week, of getting the word out, and all of you guys stepping up and helping us get the word out, supporting us, being on the sneak peek show on the New Moon Mama show Monday to today. I have had, and I'm sure you have too, Jessica, I've had texts, I've had private messages, I've people just, and I'm going to cry. Take it over.
I know. I've been dealing with the same thing, and I think I've gotten so much crying out this week that I feel better right now. But it's been so exciting to, number one, have the people in our circles who have also been through crap and back like we have, who are coming on to support us, and who are being a part of the show, or who are just watching, or anything like that. It has been amazing to see that. And it is also inspiring me, the messages that I have received from people who need a breakthrough desperately, and who have messaged me and said, Jessica, this couldn't be better timing for this show in my life, because I can't do this anymore. And know that that is the start of your breakthrough, my friends. That is the start. When you say, I cannot and will not continue on this road that I'm on, and I'm going to make the choice to do things differently. And so my wish, and what I put out there for this show, is to be able to inspire people to, number one, if they've had a breakthrough moment, to share it and to know that you're not alone in having gone through these things. And number two, if you haven't had one, when you make the choices and you get in the right mindset, it's coming. It's coming. It's already on its way to you.
And I think too, a lot of people, when they start listening to the stories week after week after week, and I'm sorry, Jessica, I just kind of cut you off there.
You're
I'm
okay.
Sorry. But let me just give a shout out to my mother-in-law, who just chimed on, and she said hey to you, Jessica, as well. So hey, Nana, or Cheryl, because Caitlin said hey, Nana, in case you didn't see that. And now I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. It's all good. But this is what happens when Donna and I go down the rabbit hole on a regular basis. We're off on the rabbit hole, and there we go.
We did.
A lot of people.
Oh, I knew what I was going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what I was going to say was, I think over the weeks that you start listening and hearing the guests that we have on and hearing their stories, I think some people are going to realize they have breakthrough moments and didn't know they have breakthrough moments. Because I think sometimes we think of a breakthrough moment, especially when we label it a spiritual breakthrough moment, and we think of those looking a certain way. And so I think, like, I know for me, I had a couple of breakthrough moments early on in my life that I didn't realize were breakthrough moments. I didn't think of it as a breakthrough moment. And so I really think when you start hearing, because some of these people have some amazing stories and some heart-wrenching stories. And so I think once you start hearing those, you're going to realize that, hey, wait a minute, I think I had a breakthrough moment too. And then you start going down the process of what can I do to tap into that. Now that I've had that, now that I've labeled that, what can I do now to tap into that and really start manifesting and really start using the law of attraction and bringing that vortex into what it is that I want to bring into my life now.
Right. Well, I will tell you this. I think everybody in this, on this show, and everybody that has been watching the show is in the right place. I am very much one that believes that there are no coincidences. Everything is happening when and as it should and with who it should. And I'm so excited about everybody that has been on. We have very, very many people. We got happy tears going on in the audience today as well. And there's some people talking about having a tough time right now. And I just want you to know that if you feel like you are going through a hard time and you need to reach out to somebody that is in a good space and you need some positive vibes, Donna and I are here. I know that all of our other panelists that are going to be on the show, Jamad, Heather, Tara, Lori, I know everybody will be thrilled to talk with you, and we'll be chatting with you, like I said, in the chat box after the show as well. So this has been an amazing show today, and I think
it exceeded my expectations, to be honest with you. I don't know what I was expecting, but it went above and beyond what I was expecting.
Yeah, I have enjoyed this time, and I haven't been. We were discussing before the show that we were. My daughter coined the word nervous-sided. She calls when you're nervous and excited at the same time. And even when Jamad came on, he was like, I can feel the nervousness in here. And so
we got it into our vortex.
Yeah, right. And so we just want, we want so badly for you all to get so much out of this, because you see little lives here and there, and you see, shows and things like that here and there, but this is asking you for an hour of your time to stay and be inspired. And we just want to make sure that we are being respectful of that time and giving you guys some good thoughts, some different opinions, some amazing, inspiring stories that you can take home and pull something from, to either know that you're not alone or know that that yours is coming. It's coming. And that's all I can tell you, to give you some hope today, that if you have not had this moment and you're going through a breakthrough time, it's coming. Just hang tight, So I want to thank Jamad again for joining us today. Jamad was fabulous, and we can't wait to have him on as a panelist once a month as well. And make sure you tune in every week, because, like I said, he'll be on every Friday, and we've got... not next week, but the week after, we're going to be introducing another one of our panelists. So it's going to be excited about, we're excited about that. So this brings us to the end of the show, and we want to thank...
Already?
It is. It's done.
Sorry. I just was like, wait a minute, I'm not ready for it to be over.
It's done. It's over. It brings us to the end of the show, and we want to thank you guys so much for being on with us. Whether you're watched us live or whether you're coming on the replay, we are so excited that you have chosen to spend this time with us. So again, my name is Jessica Dugas. I am an intuitive mentor and energy healer.
And I'm Donna Brown, holistic wellness practitioner, and this has been The Breakthrough. Join us next week when we have Lucinda Harmon, speaker and workshop facilitator, as she shares about the concert breakthrough. We look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys next week.
Bye, everybody. Bye.